arrived at the world's largest entrepreneurial conference right here in Silicon Valley, Tiecon 2016 at Santa Clara Convention Center. The energy and the entrepreneurial spirit in this room is buzzing. It's incomparable to anything else in the world. We're going to find out from some of the startups what's cooking, and we'll find out more about the latest and the best right here. We are here with the founder of Prism. We'll talk to him and find out what is it with Prism and the car that he's bought here at Tiecon. So what is Prism? Tell us.
Yeah, Prism is changing the way you interact with teams, with people around the world. It has really created a new platform called Prism Application Suite, which is a new way to communicate and work with people. It's called Visual Workplace. Everything we do today is visual in nature.
Right.
Whether we do email, whether we go to internet, or whether we run applications, or we run, we view the content.
Right.
Everything in our world can be run simultaneously. In fact, you see on the screen, there is a video running here, there is internet access, there are tweets running here, or any other information simultaneously. In this platform, you can open any number of content, and people around the world who just log in and connect to this project, and they can see this simultaneously. They can add, edit, interact simultaneously. In fact, if I want a whiteboard, I can just, by touching this here, I opened a whiteboard on top of this content, and I can type anything, and all the content stays persistent. If I leave this meeting and I come back, it'll come back exactly the way I left it.
Okay,
and
so how do you wipe this?
You can touch the eraser, and you can wipe anything between two fingers. So you can actually bring up any content you wish, whether it is video, whether it's PowerPoint, Excel, or if you want any applications, cloud-based application can run simultaneously. In fact, you see many contents running. You can move things around. You can zoom in, and simultaneously everybody working on it. And I can actually pause the content. And if I want to annotate and mark up in the content, look, on this screen, there are so many contents running simultaneously.
So now, for example, somebody who doesn't have this, how is he watching this content on his laptop?
So basically, all you do is you have a connection to the system, go to any web browser, and you can just log in through the web browser, and you are connected. If you see this prism.com.
So I have to log in to my...
you log in as your username, user account, and then you will connect to our project.
Okay. So then I don't even need this. Whatever you're working, I just get
You will see simultaneously, and the remote location, you can mark it up same time. Or if I'm erasing everything on your laptop,
so
and I will see it real time.
Got it. So this whole thing gets converted to my laptop, and I'm able to see what you're working on. And
in fact, not only able to see, you could move things like this, and I will see it real time. Or there are different work spaces, and if I move it to another workspace right here, everything in that workspace comes up, including a video.
Can you watch movies here too?
You can, absolutely. Like I'm playing a movie right here, and you are working on this. This is another movie playing here. Or I can open up, if I want, a web browser right now, and Prism browser comes up right here. And once this content comes up, if I want to mark it up and say, wow, we got events, TV, social media, and now I can take a snapshot of this, and I save this, and I have a snapshot of it. And if I want, I can immediately email it to you with an email address.
Very interesting. Very, very nice.
Okay?
Okay, so tell me how the back end of this is working, and how are you able to get more and more people using this?
So simply, it is it's a cloud platform, cloud-based platform, where all the content is residing. And so users, with their user license that they purchase, they can log in, and they're connected to the cloud, and they can access their projects and multiple content simultaneously just by touch of it. If you notice, all the content comes up.
Basically, you need a lot of users
You need
So
a lot of
that-
users, and then you can buy our displays, which is 65 inch, 85 inch, 98 inch, 120 inch, 200 inch, and custom, even bigger than that. So we can
How
make.
big is this?
This is 85 inches.
Awesome.
And
This
now,
is
if you
fantastic.
you can real time share this with anyone if you wish.
We can take a screenshot and let's keep it static over here for the time being. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm really excited to be here with BJ, convener Tiecon, and you have managed to put a fabulous show together, as I can tell. Energy is buzzing, it's almost pouring out. Lots of people talking and networking. Tell me, how did you manage to pull this together?
You know, this would not be possible except for the fact that we have some amazing volunteers. So we have in excess of about 200 volunteers, and these are really high quality people, right from CEOs of companies down, and they volunteer their time, and we put in about 3 to 4 months worth of really hard work to put the show together. So it's really because of the quality of volunteers that we have. That's why it comes together the way it is.
Now, this is your second year being a convener. When you started out, got re-elected as a convener, what did you envision? What did you have in mind? How did you want this whole thing to pan out?
So I think, each time we want to try and do it better than the previous time. And so our focus has still been on diversity. And, I think I mentioned last year as well, we want ethnic diversity, we want gender diversity. So last year we had just about 20% women. This year the number has moved up to closer to 30% women. So all of these metrics, right, we try and raise the bar. So last year we had about a little over 4,000 attendees. This year we tried to have 5,000. And until just a couple of days ago, we didn't think we were going to get there, but we had a huge surge just yesterday. And to a point where, we were not even anticipating or planned for so many people. And all of a sudden we had this huge surge. And, but there are also some downsides, right? People running out of food because, because these kind of people cannot react fast enough to get you food for 5,000 people just like that.
Now, you had a pretty strong panel of keynote speeches this morning, right? What was your personal takeaway from each one of them? Let's talk about Vishal Sikka. What did you take away from him?
So I think in Vishal's case, what is pretty fascinating is that, he's just like any one of us, a Silicon Valley technocrat or Silicon Valley executive. And for one of India's most iconic services company, Infosys, to handpick somebody from the Silicon Valley to take him there and run a company of 200,000 people is pretty phenomenal. So I think all of us Valley people, I think we have to take credit saying that, the world is recognizing what the Silicon Valley is all about. And so for him to go and transform that company, and it's not easy to revitalize a company with 200,000 plus employees, but he's been doing that. And he talked about how, he kind of noticed that they were constantly having a bench strength about 9,000 people. And now how he's trying to reduce that and make sure that those people are not sitting idle. So all of those innovative ideas only can come from the Silicon Valley.
Shantanu?
Yeah. I think, Shantanu's biggest legacy is going to be that when he joined Adobe, and he came in through an acquisition, but when he became CEO, one of the toughest calls he had to make was to take Adobe, the Photoshop, from a licensed product to a SaaS model. So people in the past used to be able to buy DVDs or CDs of Adobe and use it for 3-4 years and just keep using that same thing. Shantanu came and realized that if that company had to continue to grow, he needed to move to a SaaS model. And what SaaS is that you actually pay for software on a monthly basis. And so, people predicted that, you're going to lose most of your customers because, nobody's going to want to pay you month after month when they could just buy a DVD and use it for the rest of their lives. So that was a pretty gutsy decision to take. And today, because they have that SaaS model, that's what's keeping that company going. That's what's keeping it thriving. So so basically what you learn from somebody like that is that you have to make bold decisions and you have to just follow your conviction. So he knew that this is the right thing for him to do for the company. In spite of a lot of negative feedback and flag, he just did the right thing. And today he's a hero.
Well, the last question, how would you define success of Tiecon? What is it that needs to happen over here that next week you say that, hey, I wanted this to happen and it did happen, and we can all celebrate?
I think to me, the ultimate validation is out of the 5,000 plus people who are here, even if 100 people started their own companies, even if not immediately, but just got the entrepreneurial bug, right? By just listening to other entrepreneurs, by looking at the energy around them and saying, hey, if he could do it, I could do it too. That's really what I want, would love to hope out of this conference, is that people go away inspired and sort of dream big and make a change to try and create value.
Hey, so let's create a database of all the people who are present over here who would start another company, and do serial entrepreneurs count? Because maybe I should start something just to be in that database.
You already are in our database.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you, Ina. My privilege.
Jyoti, it's always fun talking to you.
It's
Tell
so
me.
much fun. So much fun being here. So much fun to see you. I am so excited.
So, what are you feeling right now?
I think it's amazing to see what Tiecon has done over the years, where it has come. All the big name companies are here supporting the cause of entrepreneurship, and I think it's wonderful. What I love especially about this year is how much focus there is on digitizing, how much focus there is on digital India, talking about rural development in a very different light. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for what the young blood in India, as well as what the entrepreneurs here can come together and do.
What did you take away from Vishal Sikka's speech this morning?
So my biggest takeaway is that the opportunity is unprecedented. I think this is the time to act. This is the time for us to connect. This is the time for us to empower. And I think this is the time for us to shine as Indians globally, bringing together this wave of innovation. I think, which is, somebody said jugaad is in our blood. We've got to show the world what we can do.